Here we have the current stock market analysis for SoFi Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker SOFI. So, as we can see here, the stock did manage to close fairly strongly last week. We did see a bit of a downside pullback into the close of the Friday trading session. So, we do have a red candle that's showing on this chart, but overall, we are seeing a bit of an uptrend here that's starting to develop. As I said in the prior video, we're now trading inside of the exponential moving average cluster, and this can make things a bit erratic when you're trading because it can sometimes be difficult for share prices to break out of this exponential moving average cluster once you enter into it. In many cases, you'll see prices kind of bounce back and forth, sort of ping pong back and forth, and it can be difficult for the stock to sort of break free of that area. So, for these reasons, we're going to need to look at some very critical price levels so that we can identify some trading strategies for this stock going forward. As we can see, the stock did close right around the $7 mark. This is a positive development from a psychological perspective. I tend not to ascribe much importance to psychological levels, $5, $10, $100, things like that. But this is a positive development because we didn't really see much of a pullback from these recent highs or from these near-term resistance levels. So one level that I would point to specifically would be this blue line here, which is the 200 period exponential moving average on the 4-hour chart. And it really is the upper end of this exponential moving average cluster. So it's sort of the ceiling for this exponential moving average cluster. So this is going to be a critical area to watch here going forward. The top here roughly comes in at around $7.10. I would have preferred to have seen a break above this area, for anybody that's long this stock. But overall, we are seeing some upward price movements here that have taken the stock off of its prior lows, which came in right around the $6 mark. These are some fairly strong gains here. I do want to make sure that people are aware of the fact that in our trading room, the members only section of the channel, it's $9.99 per month currently. It's sort of a promotional introductory offer, but if you enter in at that price, you're able to lock in that price for life. For about one share of this stock, we do have many other small cap stocks that are growing much more rapidly than this one. This stock trade that was taken 2 weeks ago, for example, has already seen gains of 46% in this period of time. So, even while we're seeing some fairly strong upward price movements in SoFi, we have to keep in mind the fact that many of these moves have been two-way in nature. We have seen declines as well as advances. So I do want to make sure that people are aware of the members-only trading section of this channel because we do have some stock trades that just completely blow this stock out of the water. I mean, it's not even close. With much more limited downside as well. So for anybody that is currently long this stock, this is the level that I'm watching to the top side, roughly coming in at 710. If we were to see a break down below here at roughly $6.50, I would start to suggest that the upward price momentum is ready to start to slow. So these are sort of the two near-term levels that I would be watching into the Monday trading session. As things currently stand, I would see a break of 710. Targeting price is moving fairly higher here, so we can look at the recent Fibonacci analysis to get a sense of where exactly prices would be heading if we do see a break of this $7.10 mark. So if prices currently are able to break above this 200 period exponential moving average, the next line of resistance would likely be found at roughly 720. So what this means here is that, there are a couple of layers of resistance here that are somewhat close by. It is encouraging that we managed to close near these highs and even above the $7 mark for SoFi. But we do need to keep in mind that we didn't exactly break above this 200 period EMA. And then if we do break above that, we do have the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level of this prior trending move coming in about 10 cents above here. So when you've got two price levels working in combination with one another, it can be more difficult for the stock to break above that level. If we do see a break of that level and a movement to the top side, the suggestion would be that we would see a bit of a more forceful move, and possibly then target $7.52, because this is the area that marks the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement of this prior trending move. Just so that people understand, the reason that I'm pointing to this area comes from the fact that We can look at the prior price highs, which came in at $7.95, and then extend that price move toward these recent lows, which came in at $6.01. And then if we use that price move as the current dominant trending move, the most influential trend move to the downside, we can see that a move into 752 would mark the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement. So, from here, we've got roughly 710 and then 720 and then roughly 752. We're looking at roughly, 40 cents in upside if we're able to break above, also above the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement. So, overall, these moves are a bit, there is still potential here for topside. We have seen this type of move in the past. Previously, the stock did move into this area right around the July 9 trading period. So there is still some suggestion here. But I would suggest to people that there are much better stocks than this in the market, and I do think that this SoFi is a stock that maybe gets covered more on YouTube than some of the others. But for the most part, if you're really looking to trade small cap stocks with a small share price value, many of the stocks that you really want to see are not the stocks that are commonly searched. So there are some stocks that are commonly searched, and I do try to cover these because these are the stocks that people typically want to hear about, and these are also typically the stocks where people have active positions. So to some extent, I can understand that they want a current market analysis. But when you're dealing with two-way price action like this, with somewhat limited upside, I mean, you could be looking at gains here of roughly 752, and then possibly move back into roughly 795. But we're talking about less than $1 in share price movement at this point. And it's a kind of a slow road here because, you do have several layers of resistance overhead. I'm not saying that it can't happen. If we do see an upside break of 710, I do think that you'll start to see a drift higher there. But we do have many other small cap stocks that we're looking at currently that are much more preferable. They don't get as much attention on this platform. But this is also the reason why they're sort of undiscovered gems, and they do have much more upside potential as far as share prices are concerned. So anybody that's long this stock, I would continue to watch for the potential downside coming in at roughly 655. If you do see a break below there, that would be a bit of a warning signal. And then from here to the top side, you're really looking at $7.10 and $7.20 as the near-term barriers before breaking higher in share prices. So here's the current stock market analysis for SoFi Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker SOFI. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.